This setup's pretty sweet now. Hey? Oh, yeah, there was a game. That was brutal. That was awful. Let's talk about it.
Goal. Avellini, here comes Peyton. And Peyton is in for the touchdown.
Unbelievable.
Takes it, Cade. 2-on-1, hustling back his point up a shot. Goal! Patrick Kane in overtime.
Ahead of Jenks. Uribe charges, throws. Out! And the White Sox have won the World Series.
To the circle, puts the shot in the air. Good! The game's over, and the Bulls have won.
The pocket, so Ferguson was on the run, and you're going to see Wilbur Marshall come here and really flatten him. Oh, boy, did he really hit him.
Moving right in, the shot!
Looking downfield, launching downfield, going for it all! And it is caught!
Here's Bernard.
Feeds it back. Hazar scores from Hazar in overtime, and the Hawks won it 4-3.
Hello, everybody. My name is Agent Aaron, and welcome back to Da Superfan Network. It's Blackhawks post game of a brutal game. Let's be honest. That was brutal. That was absolutely terrible. But one problem, sickness, illness. Both the goalies were out. Mikheyev was out. Crevier was out. Anders Sorensen, the coach that basically coaches the defense, out. Let's get into it. The start, first period was absolutely brutal. There was good chances on the power play, but it was just absolutely brutal. Bolivier scores his 9th of the season with Fervery and Carlson with the assist at 4:03 into the first period. McMichael gets his 6th of the season with Leonard is the assist with 15:07, and then Frank gets his 7th of the season with Carlson and Dowd at 18:54. That first period was absolutely horrendous, except for the power play. The power play looked good. That was the only thing that I could point out as, oh, the power play was pretty good. Second period, though, we get a power play, and Moore gets a goal, his 5th of the year, and it's like the saying goes, you get one, the floodgates open. We could have saw that with Nazar, but he got injured, so who knows what would have happened. But he gets a goal with Grzelcyk and Lardis with the assist at 8:48 into the second period. However, that wouldn't last very long because Sordif gets his 9th of the year with McMichael and Leonard getting another assist on the night, making that at 12:38. The power play, and power play was solid. The power play was setting it up. Power play was looking good. Other than that, there's nothing. Third period, Ovechkin, no good chances, terrible passes. Board play was horrible, and Ovechkin gets his 19th of a year with Fevery at 13:33 into the third period. Hawks lose 5-1. 5-1 in Bedard's return. All because of a stomach bug. There's a lot to say about this. We probably would have made it a closer game if we had a good goaltender. I'm saying it right now. I don't like Drew Commesso. That's his third game. I think it's his third game in his NHL career. He allows 5. How do you are not worthy of being an NHL goaltender if you allow 5 goals? Heck, you're not allowed to be even a backup goaltender. But we had no choice because the stomach bug decided to take out both of our goalies, which is unbelievable. We have the worst luck. That is absolutely just bad luck in general. And it's just unbelievable. And I'm like, you know what? Part of me wanted to see the emergency goaltender, and I wish the emergency goaltender was Scott Foster. Scott Foster wasn't there; it was some other guy, and I kind of wish he played instead of Drew Commesso. Drew Commesso is horrible. I'm sorry. You may tell me, cut the kid some slack. It's only his third game. No, he's bad. He only deserves to be in the AHL. I don't care. Like, that was horrible. The Arvid Soderblom was bad, but I don't think Arvid Soderblom was that bad. Okay? The Soderblom was bad when he was the goaltender and he was the backup behind Mrazek, but he wasn't that bad. I don't think. I can't remember a time that I was like, oh my god, Arvid Soderblom is like, he's allowed so many goals. This guy sucks. But I will say, I was like, Arvid Soderblom, he's bad. And then he picked it up next year. He picked it up his following year, which I'm like, good on you. I don't see any hope with Drew Commesso. And I'm so happy that I will never slander Arvid Soderblom again. Arvid Soderblom is a great goaltender. He is a great backup goaltender to Spencer Knight. I think, forget Drew Commesso, forget any of the goaltenders that are down in the AHL. We have our tandem of Spencer Knight and Arvid Soderblom. The only problem was they were sick tonight. Other issue, Crevier was out, so you didn't have your booming shot. And Mikheyev was out, so you didn't have some depth on the third line. They had Bedard on the second line, which I actually was really interested in, that he was on a wing on the second line. So you had Lardis, Moore, and Bedard on the second line, which I think was a pretty good line. Granted, Moore had a -3, but he did get a goal. But he was out there for a lot of the goals that happened against us. But those were off like late shifts and late changes because Bedard only had a -1 and he didn't have a single point tonight. So all I'm really saying is youth movement, I'm excited. But now things we got to work on. Don't get sick again. Obviously, don't get sick again. Because this team is brutal when it doesn't have a goaltender. When you don't have a solid goaltender and the stomach bug and you lose multiple players, it sucks. It's bad. It looks like Bedard's first year when we had Pat Maroon and all those other guys. Like, the one guy that went to Dallas, Wallstead or something. No, not Wallstead. Wallstead's a goaltender. I forget his name. It was some weird name because it was spelled differently and it wasn't the exact how it looked. But there was a guy, he then went to Dallas or something. But like, it looked bad. It looked terrible out there. The team looked flat. Though we couldn't finish except for the Moore goal, which was shoot up high on Thompson. Darren Pang even said on the broadcast, Thompson is a lower guy. He plays lower. He defends lower in the goal. Shoot high. And we couldn't bury it except for Oliver Moore on a power play. Which, props to Oliver Moore. Great on you to get a goal. But the team looked flat. The team looked completely flat. The board play was horrible. The puck would be up against the boards. It felt like almost like 75% of the time, the Capitals would get the puck. It was ridiculous. It was terrible. Like, the whole lineup looked flat. It just looked bad. Shots on goal for this game, even 24-24, which is shocking to say. We won the face-off battle of 53.8%. We won 28 of 52 face-offs. How that happened, I don't know. Power play, we had 1 of 4. We had 4 power plays, and we only got it on 1. We had more hits, but we had so many giveaways. We gave away the puck 19 times. We only took it away 5 times, which is the same amount as the Capitals. But we gave it away too much. Commesso was brutal in goal. One of the goals probably should have been goaltender interference, but there was no call. Shocker, I know. But it's just, it looked terrible. It looked bad. I was like, what am I watching here? This isn't what I remember. This is not the Hawks that I remember. That's the first loss for the Hawks in 2026. And it's on a doubleheader, which makes it even worse that this sickness is happening. We have a game tomorrow. It's against Nashville on the road. I will get you a very brief breakdown of that because there is a way more important game happening. But before we get into that, let's give you The 3 stars of the game. The 3 stars of the game. Number 3 star of the game from Washington was Carlson, who had 2 assists, number 74. Second star of the game was Fevry with number 42. He had 2 assists. And then the first star of the game was McMichael, number 24, for the Capitals with 1 goal and 1 assist, 2 points. Here's the 4th star of the game. My 4th star of the game goes to Oliver Moore. Beauty of a goal. The only guy to score on Chicago, but he, even though with the -3, I still think he did a pretty good job tonight. Just with the circumstances that happened, he did all right for tonight. So he gets my 4th star of the game. Now, on to the more important stuff. I mentioned I will give you only a brief post game because we got a double today. We got a double this Saturday, both at the same time. So I will be checking into the Blackhawks game as much as I can, but my attention will be more towards the Bears. Yes, the Chicago Bears play against the Green Bay Packers tomorrow in the wild card, and boy, am I nervous. I might record a little bit of my reaction, who knows? Hopefully we win. If not, you might see me rant and lose my absolute mind if we lose the Packers. So, stay tuned for that. But, other than that, Blackhawks versus at Nashville, Packers at Bears, big sports day tomorrow. And I think that's all I really have. The team looks flat tonight. Hopefully some of these guys will come back from illness. Hopefully we don't lose more guys from illness because, boy, this team struggled tonight. Even though we weren't missing big key guys like Mikheyev and Crevier. Like, I wouldn't say Mikheyev is a really big key guy. Crevier is a little bit of a key guy. But losing both Knight and Soderblom was bad. If at least one of them is back, I don't care. Honestly, I don't care which one it is. As long as one of them is back and is healthy and is good to go, I'm cool. I'm cool with that because I don't want to see Drew Comesso in net again. I just don't want to see it. But that's all I have. We got Blackhawks and Preds tomorrow, and we got Packers and Bears tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow with a pregame and hopefully a really happy postgame. Hopefully. So have a good night. God bless you. See you tomorrow.